excited. I'm here at HLB Gross Collins, and I have a good friend of mine, Shay, with me. Hey, Shay.
Hi, Nicole. Nice to meet you all. I'm so excited to be here. I am Shay. I am the Talent Acquisition Specialist with HLB Gross Collins. For those of you that don't know us, we are a local mid-sized Atlanta firm. Here we have about 100 employees between two offices, one in Kennesaw and one in Atlanta, and we serve privately held clients and companies across the U.S., and we have an international portion to our business as well.
They have an office in Kennesaw. Woo woo, awesome. And we have a lot of alumni that are at HLB Gross Collins. Search them online, see what kind of jobs they've got available, and then join us back. The conversation today is going to be awesome. We are talking about maximizing LinkedIn, and I think this is such a great topic because, guys, you all should be doing this. What is the purpose of LinkedIn, and what should we not be using it for?
LinkedIn is, by and large, a social media platform, but it's very, very different than Facebook or Instagram. So there's a lot of things that seem similar now with like the LinkedIn stories.
Yes.
But you don't want to do what you've been doing on Facebook and Instagram on LinkedIn. There is a purpose, and it's to grow and build your network and essentially brand yourself in a professional way online.
Students, it has to be professional. Hear that true. And please do not use it the same way you use other social media platforms.
First off, just know everything on LinkedIn. As a recruiter, we can see all of your activity. It's very, very easy, much easier than I would say with like Instagram and Facebook, where you might have to dig to see what a person's activity is.
Right.
On LinkedIn, there's literally a button that I can click on activity for everyone's profile and see all the posts they've liked, what posts they've created. Also, on the flip side, you can use this to your advantage. How to create a great profile and have a presence online. So first and foremost, I would say the most important thing is making sure you have a profile picture.
Oh, yes.
So
gotta have one of those. Yeah. And it shouldn't be like your best friend and you together, because then we don't know whose profile this is.
You want to have it be professional, where I can see your face, make it smiling and friendly. If you don't have professional headshots done, that's not something that you have to do. Just go behind like a white wall or a plain colored wall, dress up somewhat nicely, and take a headshot about like shoulder and up. And then there's websites online, or honestly you can go on Word and just clear the background out and then create a background to make it a little bit more professional. Just be mindful of the fact that you want it to cover that whole entire circle. So don't put a square photo in the circle. Make it so that you can zoom in and still see your face.
Students, and if you believe that recruiters are not looking on that, they are. I'm going to just make that very aware, right?
The second I get your resume, or even before that, if I hear about a potential student who's going to be interested, the first thing all recruiters do, I guarantee all recruiters do this, is go on LinkedIn and search for you. And I should mention, with the profile picture, make sure on your privacy settings to make it public. If you don't have that, on my end, it looks like you have an incomplete profile. Make it public so that every single person, regardless of how they're connected, can see your whole profile.
Is there any other tips that they should be aware of in that profile portion?
So 2 or 3 other sections that I would have you guys focus on as students. One, make sure you're updating your banner. So you can, again, go to Canva. They have a ton of free banners. Make it personalized so it's not just the generic LinkedIn banner. All that does is shows us that you've taken the 5 extra seconds to make your profile more personalized to who you are.
Right.
Have you put the effort in a little bit to make yourself stand out? This is probably the main aspect of LinkedIn, I would say, is your headline. LinkedIn is going to automatically put your headline as your job, or that you're a student at Kennesaw State University, but you want to personalize it a little bit more.
I love mine, but mine's unique to what I do. So what would you tell the students to do?
Go look at the companies that you want to maybe apply for an internship for, or want a job in the future. Find out a couple job profiles, basically look at their job description. And fun tip here.
Yeah, I like this tip. Everybody listen closely.
Copy paste. This takes a minute to do. Copy paste the entire job description go online and search for a free word cloud display. Copy paste the entire description into a word cloud generator, and then you will see it'll pop out and populate. Okay, they use the word internship 12 times. They use the word hardworking 15 times. So you'll see the top words and then incorporate those top words into your profile. So put that in your about section, put that in the skills and endorsements section. Make it personalized, so the second I click on it, or even before I click on your profile, I can see your headline of who you are, what you're looking to achieve.
So it's kind of like, if I'm hearing you correctly, an objective in their resume as well, kind of that same type of thing. I did not know this about this word cloud thing. So if you didn't, you're with me. We're all in the same boat. The cool part is most of the jobs are going to have similar wants, and then if you go to look for another job, then in a couple of years you could do the same thing.
Right. Exactly. You can literally take 5 job descriptions, put them all in the word cloud generator, and it'll tell you the common words.
Who and how should you start to make connections?
This works both ways because it's what you see on your newsfeed as well as who we see as recruiters. You don't want to go to a company page, click on every single recruiter or everyone who's worked in HR, and send each one of them a request. Don't do that.
Do not do that. Do not do that.
What you do want to do as you're going to meet the firm's career fairs, stop by, even if you can only say hello for 2 or 3 minutes, and say, I have another meeting I have to get to, but I'd love to add you on LinkedIn. Or say your friend interned with a company and you heard great things. Say, hey, Nicole told me that interning at HLB Gross Collins was awesome and that you were a great mentor to her. I'd love to connect and get some feedback from you.
When you actually go to connect with someone, make a message that kind of tells them why you're trying to attempt that connection, right?
Yeah.
And like if you met them at a Beta Alpha Psi meeting, you can just say, hey, I met you at Beta Alpha Psi last week. Would love to connect.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Exactly.
Performance and interaction. What kind of interaction is best and what to not do? You should do some interactions, I think. I mean, it shouldn't just be I'm going to go put my profile up there and then just never really touch my account. So what do we want to do there?
Engage with your connections. So just as we talked about, once you've built that connection, your connections, especially those managers or the recruiters, are going to be posting on LinkedIn. So liking those connections, commenting on it, supporting your network shows that you're going to eventually be a team player as a recruiter. As we're posting jobs, we're posting, hey, we're the person in charge of hiring for this job. When we get people reaching out to us saying, hey, I applied, or hey, I'm interested, I want to learn more about opportunities at your company, do send those. So I want to hear from you. But a caveat to this is don't just say, hey, how's it going? Would love to talk to you. Keep it professional. So.
Yeah, try not to make it too casual. Share the story about the hybrid preference, because I would have never thought about this, but this is so valid.
I had a student that applied to a position, and he reached out to me and said he was very interested in our company, which is great, as we discussed. I love those interactions. So I had a first round of interview with him. And during that time, obviously, in today's world, it came up of, are we hybrid? Are we fully remote? I told him where HLB stands, that we are hybrid. And in that moment, he said, that's great. I want to be in the office. I love connecting and meeting new staff. And I said, oh, perfect. Those are exactly the type of people that we want. When I started looking more onto his profile to see, maybe some other points of contact or some other
interactions that he's had.
It turned out all of his activity, he had done like those polls on LinkedIn, like 2 or 3 separate polls where it asked, what do you want to see in the future of work? And he had said, I want remote work 3 or 4 separate times.
And it makes the employer think at this point, which side's real, right?
And is other stuff, that you've told me in our conversation, is that also accurate? So it begins
to question your authenticity. Students, just make sure, I just wanted you to hear this in the sense of just know that all your interactions can be seen and will be interpreted in some manner.
So just make sure that what you're saying on your resume lines up with what you're saying on your LinkedIn profile. It should be a picture that lines
It's
up
authentic and
on the interview, in the resume,
Right.
and everything else.
Okay, well, this is the last question for today. Super easy. Recommendations or endorsements. We had kind of talked about that. These might be considered underutilized items on LinkedIn, so how can they utilize them more?
Endorsements are super, super easy. Basically, it's a skills section at the bottom where you, LinkedIn will auto-populate like Excel skills or leadership or teamwork. Reach out to your network, your friends, your family, to Nicole. Say, hey, would you mind endorsing me? If you've had the interactions, would you mind just saying that I'm really good at teamwork or that I have really great presentation skills or really good Excel skills? That's a really easy way to do it. And when on the back end for us, as we're searching for keywords and we say presentation skills or leadership skills, that's going to be what pops up. Is if you have endorsements and you have people who have endorsed you for those skills,
Then it means more than just you saying it.
right? And you go to the top of the recruiter search actually.
So
those are two main areas that you can kind of help yourself stand out and be at the top of the crowd.
I love it. The recommendations, don't put them at the top based off the algorithm that
They
LinkedIn
do
They
as
do.
well. So
Okay.
all the words. So say I'm looking for general accounting and auditing principles, so the GAAP or Sarbanes-Oxley laws. So if I search those keywords and say you had an internship at a previous year and you got someone from the firm to write you a recommendation. They said this person was really good at researching and analyzing our tax rules and regulations and applying them to our clients. That's all gonna pop up. I know, right?
That sounds so great. I got so excited. I'm
Right?
like, yes, that would be a student I want to look at.
Exactly. You can do it from your peers. Say you have a group project in school where you've teamed up with one or two other people and you guys want to share recommendations. So peer recommendations are key too. Or
Faculty, staff.
Yeah. Take the time, go to those office hours, and now, once you've put in that time to build those relationships in the network, you can get something out of it that you're gonna have on your profile forever.
And like you said, it's like
it's like the new reference check.
Yeah, it's like a public reference check. Even.
Exactly.
Shay, this has been awesome. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Nicole.
Students, hey, if you have not done it already, I want you to go check out HLB Gross Collins. And until next time, we will see you later. Bye,
See ya.
Shay.
Bye.
Thanks.